Alright, hello YouTube. So today I'm going to be looking at the beta mode of deep.io. So if you go to the bottom left hand corner, you can see this green beta button. And when you click that, it'll take you to the list of servers for the deep.io beta mode. So that is deep with 4 E's. And you can enter your name, select your server, and it has a list of beta specific updates in the bottom left hand corner. So once you enter the game, you can see that there are 3 of the normal animals plus a new animal, the piranha. So let's select the piranha and we spawn in the swamp. So in the lower right hand corner, you can see that the map is different from the non-beta mode. We have this swampy area on the right hand side, along with a waterfall that goes down to the ocean. So let's start off as the piranha and level up a bit. I'm going to speed up some of the footage at some points, just because I'm going through a lot of different animals, and it might be a bit boring to go through 40 minutes of just playing through this. So bear with me as some of the footage is sped up. I will make it slow enough that you can still see what's going on, but I won't be talking through the sped up portions, just for ease of that. So as you can see, when you level up the piranha, you have the option to change to a different animal or add another piranha to your school. So in the beginning, I find it's actually more useful to add the piranha to your school because you'll be able to gather food faster, and it's also a bit less risky. If one of your piranhas dies, you do fall back a level, but it's not quite as bad as dying entirely, at least in my opinion. Alright, so now I'm 2 piranhas, and I'm gonna level up and see what the next option is. So just need a little more food, and we can see we can choose the jellyfish, add another piranha, or change to a new animal, the frog. So let's try the frog a little bit and see how that goes. So it says the frog can jump higher than most animals. Let's give that a test. He does have a pretty good jump. Alright, and in this new swamp area, there are these flies that you can eat. So they're kind of similar to the smelt in the Arctic environment, in that they just move around and it's pretty easy to just attack and eat them. You can see there was the crocodile, the new crocodile animal there, and there's the electric eel animal there, and the bald eagle. So those are all new animals added to the swamp environment. And once the beta mode is finalized, they will be added to the main version of deep.io. The frog does need oxygen, so you will have to surface. And interestingly, when you surface in the swamp environment, you can no longer see the animals underwater. And the frog is no match for a bald eagle, so we will restart and see if we can get to a better animal. Alright, so here I have 4 piranhas in my school. One interesting thing to note about the piranha is that its boost is more like the great white shark's boost than other animals. So it's more of a slow and long-lived force that pulls you along rather than a short and quick burst like most animals. Alright, so when we level up from 4 piranhas, we are going to be given the option of adding another piranha or becoming a seagull. So I'm going to add another piranha because there are bald eagles out there and they will make short work of seagulls, so it's a little bit safer down here, even though it's fairly crowded with other piranhas. And that brings me to another point. That brings me to another point, which is piranhas can attack other piranhas. So be careful of that. And also, when your piranha school reaches 4 or more piranhas, you will no longer be able to hide in the underground or underwater logs that are on the bottom, those tree stumps. Groups of 3 or fewer piranhas can hide in the tree stumps, but 4 or more cannot. Alright, so I'm about ready to upgrade, and I can add another piranha, or I can move to several other animals. So I'm going to choose the electric eel, which is also new to this expansion. And using boost will start emitting electricity, which stuns animals which I touch, and it also shows nearby hidden animals. The electric eel can hide in tree stumps, and interestingly enough, the electric eel does need oxygen. So you will need to surface every now and then. So just be aware of that. You might not think it needs oxygen, but it does. Ooh, close call there with the piranhas. Alright, so when I level up, I can now choose to be the snake. The snake loses oxygen quite quickly, so if you're not aware of that, you may almost die like I did there. Now the snake can climb trees, which is interesting. He moves around in the tree just like any other animal moves around in the water. And when you attack a animal, you latch onto it, which is quite interesting. Um, the snake is great for eating birds like that, and it's also very good at catching these bugs that fly around. And snakes cannot attack each other. Alright, when I level up from the snake, I can choose to be the new snapping turtle. Similar to the anglerfish, he can put his head to the ground and spawn a bait food. So, unlike the anglerfish, he can't do it anywhere, he has to put his head to the ground, but it's still an interesting mechanic. So, as you can see, it spawns that little bait food right at his nose. And snapping turtles do, of course, need oxygen, and they cannot walk on land, which is surprising since they do walk on land in real life quite a bit, but what can you do? As you can see, if he puts his head against the bottom of an island or a lily pad, he can also spawn a bait food, so it's not just the ground. Alright, the snapping turtle is pretty powerful, and he evolves into the manatee. The manatee increases the hit point regeneration of nearby animals, swamp animals, and his boost, instead of speeding him up or anything like that, it heals him 50% of his hit points. So that is a new kind of mechanic, which is pretty interesting. It makes the manatee kind of a peaceful option, which is very hard to kill. Interestingly, he can still eat pellets on the bottom, and he can do damage to other animals. So he's definitely an interesting, he's definitely an interesting animal to play. And as you can see, he holds up pretty well against a snapping turtle, especially when he has some boosts to heal himself. He is slow though, so he's unlikely to be able to pursue anyone, and he cannot walk on land. Alright, so the manatee is about to upgrade to the next animal. So the next animal will be the strongest animal in the swamp. So you can choose to be the hippo, the crocodile, or the bald eagle. We've seen the crocodile and the bald eagle already, so I'm going to choose the hippo. We haven't seen many videos of the hippo. It wasn't featured in any of the preview videos from Deep.io. So, the hippo offers a fear boost, so he moves a little bit faster when using his boost, but the main thing is he causes nearby animals to do half damage against him. And he can walk on land, as you can see, um, which is kind of not optimal because he can't attack people he runs into, only to attack them head first. So he's actually a bit vulnerable on land. His attack is pretty powerful, but I don't think it's as powerful as the crocodile. And against something like a manatee that can just keep healing, he will have some difficulty winning that fight. And his boost does not make him go very fast at all, so he will not be a very good ambush predator or chaser. So there he goes against a crocodile. The crocodile does significant amounts of damage. Um, and here's the waterfall. So going down the waterfall, you can see that there is a salinity meter, so the hippo will not be able to survive in the ocean. He will have to return to the waterfall and the swamp in order to survive. The salinity meter doesn't go down very quickly though, so that's pretty good. I think the bald eagle is probably a better choice than the hippo, um, as is the crocodile. But the hippo is fairly strong in its own right, and as the game is further updated, we may see changes to the hippo to make it stronger, or change the other animals to balance things a little further. Or perhaps I just don't know how to use the hippo yet, and there's some advantage it has that I'm not aware of. So keep all that in mind. But for now, it's a very cool animal, great art, and overall the swamp environment is a very cool new addition with lots of new animals and fascinating new art. So I think once it's released, everyone's going to enjoy it. But in the meantime, you can check out the beta version by clicking that beta button in the bottom left-hand corner at deep.io. And yeah, I would definitely check it out. Keep in mind the servers can be full. Quite often they're full, in fact. So if there's more than 150 people on the server, you will not be able to get in, at least as far as I could tell. So keep reloading if the servers are full, and see if you can get one that has less than 150 people to join. But that is all for this video. Of a little more footage of various swamp stuff at the end here. But that is all I want to show you. So check out the game. Also, if you haven't seen my first video of Deep.io, check it out. It's in my YouTube channel, one of the first videos I did. And you can also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this in the future, as more games are updated and as I review more new games. So I will see you in the next video.